Well, welcome to week one of PRM601, Project Scope and Scheduling. Again, this is Bill Johnson, your instructor, as well as the program director for the Masters of Science in Project Management program here at St. Mary's University. Week one, we really look at the initiation process, specifically looking at the need of an organization, looking at possible solutions to that need, and documenting it in what is known as the Statement of Work, or SOW, as well as the Charter. Now this week, your main assignment will be developing a Statement of Work for your project, so be aware of that. But before we get going on that, you might be wondering, well, what project should I do this on? You are going to select a project of your own choice. However, there are some criteria that you should be aware of. In the announcements for week one, in the week one overview, I do talk about project selection down toward the bottom of that announcement, and I give you some criteria by which to look at. So you should look at, number one, it should be a project that you are either currently working on, have worked on, or will soon be working on, is the best possible one, because those projects will be the most meaningful to you. The second one, it needs to be a project within the structure of an organization or business. Therefore, it needs to be part of a nonprofit or a business that you are currently working for or with. The third one is it needs to be a minimum of 50 tasks in order to be done. In other words, they need to be able to identify 50 different things that need to be done in order for it to be completed. Don't go over 75. And I give you some examples here. Number one is building a house or building that is approximately 3,000 square feet, holding an event with about 1,000 individuals, building and implementing a new software package within your organization that has multiple functions to it, a capital campaign fund for your nonprofit organization, or developing a new product or service that is going to be launched to the general public, perhaps a new iPhone or a new tablet, something on that order. It needs to have between 6 and 10 deliverables. In other words, it needs to have those items that will be provided that are necessary in order to create the final deliverable, be it the software package or the house. You need to have a minimum. It needs to have a minimum of a duration of 3 months to probably around 6 months. And be creative about this. What are you working on? What's going to be meaningful to you? Think about what's important. So that's your first task this week, is to identify a project that you want to work on over the life of this class. So be aware of that. The second thing I really want you to do is download Microsoft Project as well as Visio onto your computer. You should have received an email in your smu.mn.edu email entitled "An account has been created for you." Do go and look for that, as well as the download instructions in the announcements. Please follow those instructions closely. The download process is fairly complex, so do read them thoroughly and follow them step by step. I have worked very hard to make sure that to make this as seamless as possible. It's not an easy process, I can tell you that right now. So do follow them one by one. Now, we do have a couple of weeks before you need to use those. Visio will be working in week 3, and then in week 4 we'll be doing Microsoft Project. However, please do it this week. It's not an easy process. So what does the week kind of look like? Well, on Monday evenings, we will meet for our Zoom meeting, which is a synchronized meeting with everyone in the class. And we'll be going over some of the more difficult concepts for the week. And then once that is complete, you then need to do the readings and do a rough draft of your weekly exercise. For example, in week 1, you're developing a statement of work. So you'd be based on your individual project. Remember, you need to figure that one out pretty quickly. So in writing a rough draft of your SOW, and then uploading that rough draft into the discussion by Wednesday evening at 11:59 p.m. Now, and then the discussion runs from Thursday through Saturday. During that time, you then go in and look at your fellow classmates' discuss rough drafts and make commentary on those rough drafts, telling them what you thought they did well as areas that you think that they could improve upon. So that is the discussion between Thursday and Saturday. Now, for that discussion, I encourage you to take a look at my post in the announcements, examples of excellent discussion posts. Go there, take a look. There are some excellent discussion posts that people have made in the past. Each post needs to be between approximately 150 and 200 words, needs to be APA formatted and referenced, and you need to do a minimum of 5 discussion posts on top of your initial post where you upload the rough draft. So you will end up with a total of 6 posts over the week. So please be aware of that. I am looking for 6 posts during the discussion. Once the discussion has concluded at the end of the day on Sunday, then Saturday, then on Sunday you prepare a final draft of your weekly exercise and upload that into the assignment area. So that's kind of a quick overview of how the week runs. Monday evening we have the Zoom synchronized meeting where we get together and talk about what are the general topics as well as some difficult concepts for that week. And then you have a couple of days to prepare a rough draft of your weekly assignment. In week 1, that is the statement of work. And then by Wednesday evening at 11:59. And then the discussion runs Thursday through Saturday evening. You need to respond to 5 of your fellow classmates' posts, providing them with some feedback on what you thought they did well as what you thought they could improve upon. And then prepare a final draft of your own assignment for the week and upload that on Sunday evening. So that's kind of a quick overview of the week and what is expected of you. Now, the rough draft, one thing that I forgot to mention is that the rough draft that you upload on Wednesday night is not graded. Simply by uploading it, you get the 5 points. So I do not go in and grade that. I only grade the final assignment that is submitted on Sunday. So that kind of gives you a quick overview of the week this week. Now, in week 1, there are 4 assignments that I am looking for. The first one being a VoiceThread introduction. Please use these videos as my introduction. I have a welcome video as well as this one. And I'll show you how to utilize the VoiceThread application during the Zoom meeting on Monday evening. So that is number 1. For that, I'd like you to introduce yourself, give a little bit of background about yourself, what your experience with Microsoft Project has been, and also give us some fun facts about yourself. Very informal, very laid back, very easy. The thing that I've noticed is that we all are kind of out here by ourselves. My job is to create a community of learners, and we do that by being able to see and hear each other. So that is one way for each of us to introduce ourselves in our own voice. So that's assignment number 1. Number 2 is creating the SOW, Statement of Work. Again, you'll need to create a rough draft of that and upload that into the discussion on Wednesday. I will then go in on Thursday, read quickly through your rough drafts and approve it, making sure that it met those criteria that were discussed in the announcements, those 5 or 6 criteria that I discussed in week 1's overview. So do that. The other thing that you should be aware of is that there is a template for the SOW under templates on the home page for the course. So look for that as well. There is a template that you can use. It is based on figure or table 5.2 in your Pinto book. It's on page 162 and 163. But I've created this in a Word doc, and then you can utilize that for developing your statement of work. Again, it's table 5.2 in your Pinto book. It's on page 162 and 163. So do take a look for that template as well. That is the format that I will be looking for your week 1's assignment. Then there is the discussion, of course. I encourage you to take a look at examples of excellent discussion posts that I uploaded into the announcements. And then there is my favorite part, What Did I Learn This Week blog, where you go in and write a couple of paragraphs on what you found interesting and new this week, and what you intend to use at your place of employment or in the future. So those are the 4 assignments: a voice thread introduction, create an SOW. Don't forget there is a template out there on the home page. Look for the SOW template under templates on the home page. And then there's the discussion, and then what did I learn this week log. So I look forward to seeing everybody on Monday night at the Zoom meeting at 7:30 Central Time. I'll be sending out an email indicating how to access that room here shortly. So have a good week, and welcome to week 1 of PRM 601. Project Scope and Scheduling. Bye-bye.